Please read before playing. This build is an early development build. Its content, including but not limited to backgrounds, music, sounds, and plot points, are subject to change. This game contains adult-only content and focuses on male characters. All characters who engage in sexual activities in any form mentioned in the game are of age. Players must be at or above the legal age of their residence for consulting... Their residence for consulting... What the fuck? What did I just say? Players must be at or above the legal age of their residence for consenting to adult-themed media. If you choose to continue while not being of age, the creators are not responsible for any legal repercussions you face as a result. Play at your own risk. Second try. Flashing lights sensitivity warning. You know what this says. You've seen it before. You don't expect to see a flashing light warning in a visual novel necessarily, but holy fuck, that guy's in school? Sorry. It's really like once the chest gets so big that the nipples are becoming like crescent moons, you've really gone beyond a point. You've peaked as a physical being. Episodes. Oh, there's like a way of skipping around. They're named after characters. Let's see. New game? And then what's the default name this time? I don't want to go there. It looks dangerous. It'll be fine. Come on. What? Just once, yeah? If he doesn't want to go, we shouldn't force him. But if one of us doesn't want to join, I'm not going. What? Not you too? The color of the question marks are not changing, but they're different people as far as I can tell. The voice actor's dilemma when you're trying to figure out what voices to give people, but they're introduced via lines before you even get appearances or names. I guess this is it. Did I fall asleep? That weird dream again. After the realization that you'd fallen asleep at the desk, you sit up straight quickly, even though you don't have to. Your eyes are fixated on the scene outside of the window. You take the time to listen to the sounds around you. The birds are singing in the afternoon. It seems like it's mating season for them. Sounds so serene. I feel like this will be a nice afternoon. It doesn't last long, though, because when you look at your desk, a small puddle of unknown liquid can be found on the desk. Did I drool while I was napping? Oh, we're on the desk, got it. To make sure that you did drool, you wipe your face and yep, you were drooling while sleeping. It's really hard not to when you sleep face down on a desk. Gross. I need to wash my face and wipe that drool off my desk. A nice afternoon is ruined instantly. Drooling just has to be worse when you're covered in fur the entire time. Once you finish washing your face, you grab a damp cloth and head back to your room. You wipe your desk with it, then toss it into the laundry. Wipe, then tossed. Whoops. Tossed into the laundry hamper. The tense has changed. You sit down and look at the window again. Oh, yeah. I was looking for ideas before I fell asleep. But I guess I spent too much time thinking about it. What should I do? Your friend is going to be here in several hours. Instead of doing something productive, here you are contemplating about what you're going to do. You even fell asleep not too long ago. My room is still a bit messy. Your pristine, hyper-expensive mega room. What is this place? I hope I have some time to think about the thing and clean the room after. It's clear that your room is really clean and neatly arranged now, but you couldn't help but want to clean it even more. Okay, so I'm not crazy. There's no reason to do it, to be actually honest. It's not like it's his first time coming here. But why am I planning to do this? Like, is this even necessary? Ugh, it's just stressing me out a little bit. Thanks to this, you've been spending your Sunday sitting in your room. You thought of doing something for him, but you don't know what to do. Your mind wanders about once you look at the horizon through the window to rest your eyes for a little bit again. Oops, accidentally wandered over to the hide interface button. Let's see. I remember that he told me about something. Think, Walter, think. Huh, I'll just... Oh, let's see, when I first came here... Clock is ticking. Time is certainly running out. You said several hours! You know you shouldn't be sitting around, but once again you're getting distracted. Oh, bother. Oh, bother. 2 weeks ago. Day 1. Wait. Day 1. That was like a cold open, and now we're gonna play the 2 weeks that led up to that moment. Just the realization that somebody's coming over. I guess it's ambiguous who it is, because there was a bunch of episodes in the corner, so I guess you can choose a different person, and that's why it's ambiguous. But the stakes weren't that high to justify a cold open, maybe. I don't know. What time is it? As you open your eyes, you find yourself sleeping in the place that felt so unfamiliar to you. Right, I just moved in. It might take a while before I get used to this view. You look at the window. It seemed like the sun was already shining brightly. Feeling somewhat disoriented, you extended your right hand to reach the nightstand to grab your phone. Several attempts later, you finally got it and checked the time. 7:45. Still too early. Still tired from unpacking my stuff yesterday. The windows were half open. Some sunlight bleeding into the room, bathing it with the faint radiance, but you can still feel the cold air engulfing your body. It's rather chilly here, too. I guess spring isn't quite here yet. It was spring already. You said that just because you felt cold this morning. Weird, you got some sunlight. You should have felt warm at least. Once you were getting more alert, you realized that you had kicked the sheet off while sleeping. Come back to me, oh, warm blanket. It didn't come back to you on its own, of course. You just pulled it back. Thanks for clarifying. You just pulled it back around you to make your body warm once again. You're now looking like a furry burrito. Ah, this is good. Still feeling tired, you rested your eyes a little bit more. It was still early. You had nothing better to do anyway. Except for school. But you hadn't realized it at the moment. Not until the moment when, as you were slowly drifting back into slumber, you felt a spark of energy flow into your body, making it tense up and forcing your eyes to stay open. It seemed like your brain was starting to work. Wait, something doesn't feel right. You took a moment in your bed to remember something that you'd forgotten while closing your eyes for a little bit, even though they refused to close completely. You got up, sitting on your bed. While you were squinting, you noticed the letter of acceptance lying on the desk. It didn't take long for you to finally remember something. Crap! I have class in less than 30 minutes! I just woke up like this. I always look like this. Anyway... Wasting no time, you jumped up out of your bed and ran as fast as possible to the bathroom. Oh my fucking god, this bathroom's massive! It does have laundry in it, so there's like a few more things happening, but holy crap, Amicus has a smaller bathroom and he's the emperor of space. Well, the emperor of one moon, still. We can even see in the reflection what the other side of the room looks like. Wait, does the other side of the room have another shower? I'm looking at the mirror reflection. There's like there's a closet full of towels. There's a shelf with like, I guess more beauty products or something. I can't tell if that's a shower curtain or if it's a window, actually. It might just be a window. The lighting's coming from that direction, so it makes sense. But it also kind of looks like another shower, because this bathroom is so large that you, like, instead of having a second bathroom, you just awkwardly get in the second shower in the same room and just share that space, while a third person just goes over there and take a dump in the, just like, disorientingly in the middle of a room, like just so spread out from any nearby fixtures or walls. I would feel oddly observed in any using a toilet in that large of a room, even if it was closed and locked and there was no way for anyone else to be there. There's something unnervingly open about the space. Upon entering the room, you didn't care and shoved the bathroom door, causing it to hit the door frame with a thud. I need to hurry up. You undress yourself and let the clothes you wore earlier on the floor, just like that. After undressing right there, you didn't hesitate to take a cold shower, even though it's spring morning. Meaning, it's cold as ice. Willing to sacrifice our love. Oh no, you've got the curtain on the outside of the shower. The water's gonna get on your carpet and wood floor. These are all bad. It's not like you knew it was cold water, you just turned it on the wrong way. The water's too cold. Yeah, we got that from the narration. Why am I doing this to myself? Why his voice, his lines keep reacting as if we don't already have the narration. Let's just deal with it for now, Walter. It's only cold water. This is nothing to you. Except that was a lie. You were shivering. It felt like you were just skinny, like you just skinny dipped in a frozen lake. It's really cold. I regret this already. I think the last time I took a actually cold shower, I was like, it's fine, I can endure this, it's possible. It's just mind over matter and stuff, right? And my body started like reacting so harshly that I just had like muscles pulled that just hurt for the rest of the day. Like I took a shower that was so bad, it ruined my entire day. And it might have even not even been healed the next day. Like, I think it kind of just ruined my vacation physically for a bit. Because I just could not get the goddamn shower to change temperature. I couldn't figure it out. Well, I don't know why I just checked in the corner to see if this was in Comtech. Of course it's in Comtech. I've heard this song so many times before in various pieces of, like, video essays and so on. It's called Marty Gets a Plan. Is it Marty Gots a Plan? Is that what it says? I wonder if it's called Marty Gots a Plan because it sounds a little bit like the string section stuff that happens in some of the in the first Halo soundtrack sometimes. But I'm also going to taunt Marty with the song at some point. Despite abundant complaints from yourself, you showered with cold water anyway. The shower was unpleasant, but it was your choice, so no use complaining any further. After finishing the quick shower, you turned the water off and stepped out of the shower. You couldn't feel your hands and feet anymore, so you quickly wrapped a towel around your waist and ran back to your room fast, yet carefully so you wouldn't slip. Without much time left, you rummaged through the closet. You could worry about it being messy later. For now, you just needed something to wear. There weren't a lot of clothes you could choose, since most of them were in the box, and you had no time to unpack them. You feel a dull pain in the back of your head, making you stop doing whatever you were doing. Not now. Calm down, Walter. Once your head felt better, you continued rummaging through your closet. You grabbed whatever clean clothes you could find and put them on hastily. It's not the best outfit for this weather, but I can't complain now. So I'll complain the rest of the day, continuously, as it becomes a problem all the time. Because I couldn't just find can't just find a sweater? Eventually you got dressed up, grabbed your bag, and got out of your house. So we're in the other subgenre of furry visual novel introductions. One of them is you get wounded and then nursed back to health via some kind of large wolf and you're in his bed. And the other one is you wake up in a rush on the morning and you gotta get to school or work. Like the chord progressions and 922s and so ons. The air around you was still chilly, and the birds were all up and singing. The clothes you decided to wear didn't help with the cold any. You joined both your hands together and started to rub them, hoping that the friction caused by it would make them warmer. It's still kind of cold here. I wish I took more time to choose better clothes. It's time to keep thinking and complaining about the thing you could have just done. Not sure what the time was. You checked your phone. You need to make sure you had time before class started. Dang it, I didn't have time. I don't have enough time if I strut around. I should strut around. I should just run. Maybe I can get some exercise and warm up a little while doing it. And I'll just spend the entire day musky. And hopefully I can make it before class starts. Once the phone went back to your pocket, you started to run. If only you had a slice of bread in your mouth, this could have been a perfect cliche late to school anime scenario. We've mentioned anime! Check it off the list. I need to make bingo cards for these. Not the best time to think about that. I don't want to be late. You kept telling yourself that you shouldn't be late, and it had gotten you lost in thought while running on your way to the school. Ouch. Someone was walking out of a small gray... I keep wanting to add gray, I don't know why. I stumbled on it twice. Just adding adjectives. Someone was walking out of a small alley next to the old-looking building. You, on the other hand, were lost in thought and didn't realize that someone was there. You bumped into them in the least graceful way possible. Sorry. These are just very familiar songs. I'm not... I think I just have prior emotional connections to these songs, so when they come up here, I can't source exactly what I'm thinking of, but something came to mind. God. I can't place it. I can't place where I've heard the March of the Spoons before. Seriously? Rhyming into someone this early? Some balls you have, kid. Also, you aren't wearing pants. It's probably why you're cold. Some big, tall tiger man was staring at you with annoyance. His gaze was making you shudder in fear, but the fear of being late to school on the first day was bigger and more overwhelming. And unbeknownst to you, you'd been in his embrace, but not in the romantic way. I'd be shocked if it was the romantic way, somehow. It's more like he'd held you so you wouldn't fall onto the ground. Huh? Never seen you around here before. You new here? What's your name? Once you had some idea what was happening, you quickly removed yourself from his embrace. It seemed like he realized it as you felt him loosening his grip on you. Sorry. He's scary. He said nothing as he grabbed your bag. And you thought he was going to hurt you. This caring large man who has held you so you don't fall over. He's gonna hurt me! These like vaguely anime-inspired VN protagonists have really, like, nonsensical thinking. The more you spend time in their brain, you're like, why does he think like this? I don't understand. Like, your narration is from your perspective, so I know that the evidence is contrary to your strange conclusions. What was that? I'm sorry. You yanked your bag away from him, and then you ran away as fast as you could. I'm sorry! Goodbye. Finally. I'm here. What's up with that tiger guy? I only bumped into him. He looked like he was going to murder me. Did he? Is that the vibe you got? I didn't get that vibe, but I'm you. Some people, I swear. It wasn't his fault to begin with, but you didn't realize you weren't in a position of making such comments. What? No use thinking of it. Let's calm down. After you stood still to catch your breath, you proceeded to walk towards the entrance, but you noticed that your bag was open. Huh? Did I forget to zip it? You saw someone walking towards you as you closed it. As soon as you took a step forward, someone patted you on the shoulder. Hey, excuse me. Stranger danger! Normal reaction. Okay. It's always these stories. It's like the socially awkward thing where it's like, by which I mean the VN, not just being socially awkward. And more games on the checklist. I guess put that on the list of the ones where you wake up on the day for school and rush to school and all that. I don't remember if you rushed to school or not. But you have such strong reactions to normal things. It's fine. You turned around hesitantly, and there was someone neatly dressed standing in front of you. Yes? I know this is sudden, but would you mind showing me the way to the literature classroom? Who is this guy? Do I know him from somewhere? You kept examining him thoroughly. Wait. Just that's the mental image of that is wild. The view in front of you was quite pleasant. You were enjoying it until you heard a voice which snapped you back to reality. Whoop, there goes gravity. Oh, sorry. Are you still there? Yeah, I'm still here. I was just admiring you. Huh? Wait, what did I say? Sorry, I just got a little bit distracted. I had a rough time coming here. Tell me about it. So did I. I wish I could chat and tell you what happened, but I'm in a hurry. I see. Anyway, could you show me the way to the literature classroom? Awkward. Literature class, huh? That's where I'm heading to. Well, it's true I'm about to head there, but I actually don't know where it is. I'm a new student. Did you skip orientation? No, I'm gay. Yeah, I was excused. I see. Let's head in together then. I'm sure we can ask around. How are you gonna accuse me of skipping orientation? You don't know where you're going either. I just hope we're not too late for class. Is he a student? But he doesn't look like one. Now that he mentions it, I'm also late for my class. I'll just make up an excuse. I hope a professor is the understanding type. I think he's your professor. I think that's where we're going with this. Ready whenever you are. Huh. I wonder if I should tell him no instead. He patted your shoulder after he didn't hear a reply from you. You okay? It's hard to judge age when everyone is a Barra furry, but he has what looks like streaks in his hair, so he might be supposed to be a professor because he's older. Even though a professor at a university could be like, and frequently are, like 30. I'm okay, just distracted again. Let's go. I forgot to take my meds. That's the thing I should have done this morning, in addition to wearing pants. No use in complaining now. I already said yes. You said that out loud. You said that out loud, Walter. You said that out loud. Walter. Buddy. Since you agreed to walk with him, and neither of you knew where the place was, you just walked along the hallway aimlessly. It's not a great strategy. The place wasn't as crowded as you expected it to be. Maybe it was because you were late. The more you looked around, the more worried you got. You told yourself that you shouldn't be here right now, but you were still here walking around with someone you barely knew. Why should you not be here right now? You're going to class. This guy's a trip. His entire thought process is just absolutely nuts. You're at school. You're supposed to be at school. You're both supposed to be at school. You're here on purpose. Not to mention he walks so slow. At some point you wondered if it had anything to do with his bigger frame or not, but it's best not to ask him. You finally approached someone, and he decided to ask that person where the literature classroom was. The girl was so small, standing next to him. She was even shaking a little bit. Poor girl. Just terrified of this large bear man. The girl pointed to the end of this long hallway. You were already close to it, apparently. Once he said thank you, she didn't even respond to it and walked so fast towards the bathroom. Everyone's terrified of men in this setting. A setting that is about fucking men. The big bear guy just looked at her, confused. He's probably wondering if he said something wrong or something. You sighed out of relief. The short journey to your classroom was awkward, stress-inducing, yet pleasant. Was it? Wait. and it's finally coming to an end. However, you suddenly felt sad. You wish it had lasted longer. Okay, maybe he needs to take different meds. Maybe that was the reason he walked so slow? Nah, that couldn't be it. You might be projecting a bit. You're thinking that he's trying to savor the experience. Wait, did the bats? Whoa. Poof. The upstairs changed. That was trippy. It makes sense that everything else would match because it's the same like building. But yeah, the staircase swaps, the entire wall of doors swaps, and obviously what floor you're on changes. It's like the background scrolls. After climbing a few set of stairs, you both stopped in front of the classroom door eventually. What that girl said. This is it. Did you hear her? I thought he asked her. It is indeed. He pointed at the classroom label on the top of the door. Oh yeah, there's the word literature on it. Didn't even realize that. You guys get to have labeled classrooms? We just have to memorize numbers, because they're multi-purpose. Haha, neither did I. What? You didn't notice? You pointed to it! If only we saw it earlier, we wouldn't have asked her. You weren't on this floor. You couldn't see the sign. Seems like it seems like he's a little bit upset. I should try changing the subject. Topic. Walter, you said that out loud. Walter, you said that out... Oh, there's no quotes. When there's no quotes, it's an internal monologue, I guess. They should probably italicize it, because that's a little too subtle. Especially since, like, you're used to narration kind of being their perspective to begin with. I guess it's not, because it keeps saying you, so it's second-person narration. Well, what are you doing here? I just... I just wanted to know where it was, really. That I see. Well, I wish we could talk more, but I'm late to class. I have to go inside while I still have time. Ah, okay then. Sorry for taking your time. Thanks for showing me around, Mr. Walter, that's my name. Ah, I see. Thanks, Mr. Walter. I'll see you very soon. What? That's a slightly upsetting claim. I'm gonna see you very soon. Just Walter is fine. I'm not used to hearing people calling me Mr. Okay, Walter. Well, if you want to find me, I'll be here often. It's not hard to miss me after all. I bet. With this size, anyone will have a hard time not seeing him. And I enjoyed it too. It was nice. That's a weird thing to say about just walking to a classroom. Thanks for the directions. I really enjoyed it. It was nice. Hang on a minute. That's good, then. I suppose I'll catch you in a bit. Talk to you soon, Walter. Did he say he'll see me very soon? He also never gave you his name, which is rude. I really enjoyed it. I'll talk to you soon. Doesn't introduce himself. Bye. It just occurred to me they didn't introduce himself. Oh, well, he did say we'll see each other soon. I'm okay with this, apparently. There's a proper lecture hall with the curving tables. I've never been in one with the single tables before. All the lecture halls that I was ever in, which was rare, honestly. Like, I went through all of college and I probably only took 2 or 3 classes that were in lecture halls, as opposed to just regular 30 to 40 student rooms. And whenever I was in these, it was always rows of individual desks that had that, like, shitty little folding desk that you would bring up once you sat down or whatever. Those are a mess. I mostly learned that I'm incapable of listening to an hour and 20-minute lecture. Like, classic, small classroom, 50-minute classes that I grew up with and went through up to that point. That was all, like, manageable. But these, like, hour-and-a-half lectures where there's 120 people in the room or something absurd like that. I don't know. I said 120 about both population and time, so I don't actually remember which one was the accurate memory anymore. I fell asleep all the time. It was a disaster. I could not stay awake during. I could not stay awake at all during these classes. Come to think of it, being someone who drank coffee probably would have helped. I somehow went through college without drinking coffee, and now I drink it all the time. I did this to myself. But also, I probably should have pursued an ADHD diagnosis a decade ago. Oh fuck, I'm old. I graduated over a decade ago. Let's not do math, it's fine. Once you were in the classroom, you noticed that the teacher wasn't here yet. You glanced over the seats. They were mostly taken. I still think he's the teacher, so I don't understand why he's being so weird. But I think there's just like a translation thing going on here. Going by like some of the visuals and so on, I think this game is probably... It's probably an Eastern game, so there's like, you've got translation going on where some wild stuff's gonna happen. In particular, the ground floor had weird doors that I'm not used to seeing. You scanned the area some more, and you managed to find an empty seat next to a lion guy. He was sitting there playing with his glasses before he noticed you and put them back on. I hope he's not a bully or something. Why are you terrified of every man? You are also a large man. You're fucking massive. Like, he is not a little nerd guy, even though I am kind of voicing him like that, but that's because I kind of give protagonist default voice and then pivot from that for everyone else. As soon as you sat down, the door opened. The person who entered the classroom really surprised you. What? It's that guy from earlier. Phew. Thank goodness I didn't say no to him. But, that means he knew that I got here late. Now I know why he said he'll see me very soon. What a weird prank to play. Like, I don't understand. Dumbfounded, you sat there staring at him. Good morning, class. First of all, I apologize for being late on the first day of our semester. I had some troubles while coming here. You see, I walk very slowly, or I'll release loud creaking noises whenever I walk. I can't find clothes that fit me? I don't understand, really. Our male population is entirely pro wrestlers, and yet no one makes clothes our size. My name is Parker Stone. Why is that funny to me? I think it's because I just said wrestlers, and I'm probably thinking like Cold Stone Steve Austin or something. You may call me Mr. Stone. I'm a professor here in Highwell. So, please go easy on me. I'm a new professor, that was the clue. I skipped over the important word in that sentence. Well, I don't think the details are important, but if you guys have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to ask. That was actually the shortest introduction you've ever heard. He started to lecture right after. You tried to focus, but to no avail because you were getting a bit distracted. I would be a bit distracted. So, he's our professor, huh? No wonder he had a different air when I talked to him earlier. He seemed intimidating and caring at the same time. I don't know if the professor part's the intimidating part. I think it's the part where he looks like a wrestler, which, like, when I was 17, my English teacher also looked like a wrestler, and that was distracting. Look at that big body. Instead of listening to your lecture, you stared at him like a creep. All right, well, now the narrator's just judging our protagonist, I guess. All right, someone's saying, eh. That's all we have to go on. Hey. That's the smallest man I've ever seen. Your classmate had been calling out to you for a while now, but you didn't hear it. Not until he waved his hand in front of your eyes. Hey, been calling out to you for a while now. Didn't you hear the narrator? Oh? I'm sorry, I got distracted. I feel like I've seen him before. What is it? There's something on my face? Oh, no, you just look familiar. Do I know you from somewhere? Are you the lion from Socially Awkward? He smirked for a bit. He said something after that, but it wasn't the answer to your question. Can I borrow a pen? I forgot to bring mine. A pen? Ah! I like to think that he specifically shaved his mane so that he would still get to have a pronounced bara chin without the mane getting in the way. So it specifically comes in from under it. Let's lend him a pen, and then discover that it's our only pen, and then awkwardly sit here not having a pen. Yeah, sure. You snatched a pen out of your pencil case. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. Can't believe you still have that kind of pencil case. It looks old, like ancient. Bro, we're all like 19. How old could it be? You're judging my pencil case? Well, maybe I'm just retro, punk. Maybe my family's poor and I used my older siblings or my dad's pencil case. Maybe it's a family heirloom, you know? What is it? Who recognizes pencil cases and knows how to date them and how old they are? What does that even mean? I'm learning a new thing to be like insecure about today. Like, what the fuck? It's like when I was wearing like a thermal top or whatever in college and someone said that looks comfortable, and then I learned like a year later that that's an insult, and I was like, what? Why would you do that to me? I don't need new things to be worried about. Maybe consider an upgrade. I'm gonna punch you in the face. How about that? I won't, but it's still fuck, I'm getting negged on my pencil case. It holds pencils. It's succeeding. Well, you're right, but someone gave it to me a long time ago, and it still works great anyway. I kind of treasure it now. Maybe you shouldn't insult random belongings people have and care about, like... What, you have some kind of personality? Don't you know you're supposed to throw out all your belongings every year and buy new product? Everyone has to buy same product every year to be up to date. It's the IK7. It's still just a fucking Altoids tin for pencils, but it's the new one. Oh. Fair point. Yeah. You said that, but you didn't actually know who gave the pencil case to you. Or rather, you didn't remember. You didn't think much about it. Now it got you wondering. Say, you're into big guys like him, huh? Oh my god! Is the middle of class. What? After all, that was out of nowhere, but he was right, regardless. What you heard from him was quite shocking, and you shouted in response. Everyone, including Mr. Stone, turned their attention towards you. Everything good over there? Yeah, I saw something moving under the desk. I was surprised. Sorry. I forgot I had a tail. You heard your classmates' giggles, but they went back to listening to the lecture. As embarrassed as you were, you decided to stay quiet for a while. With everyone's attention back on Mr. Stone again, you tapped the lion's back to get him to talk to you. He was in front of you? I lost track of that detail. What were you talking about? You mumbled something about his body. I can hear you clearly. You know we're all animal people, right? You should really stop thinking out loud about everyone's appearances. It wasn't about my type? Similar, though. Nobody would just compliment another dude's body like that. Somebody would. At least they wouldn't do that with a predatory / sultry look like yours. I suppose I'm staring a little bit too much at Mr. Stone. You're famously not supposed to look at your professor while... It's rude to look at your teacher while in class. Is that so? It's cool, no worries. I don't think it's a bad thing. Or like, I don't really care. I just thought I'd point it out loud to you. Famously, people bring up things they don't care about. Well, whatever, I'm Mark. It's nice to meet you, Walter. I know 2 things about you. You have a pencil case, and you're a whore. You tried so hard not to make any weird sounds that could make you the center of attention again. Deep down inside, you were just amazed/panicked that he knew your name. The look on your face is really something. Your name is written on your book. Ah, it's nice to meet you too, Mark. Yep. You didn't continue the conversation after that, and you decided to listen to the lecture. It's really awkward to continue a conversation if you have to look backwards at somebody in the middle of a lecture. Why would he even check with you for a pen if you're not in the same row? Oh no. I should double check the text. Maybe he poked his back, but it wasn't phrased specifically as if he was in front of you. Okay, maybe they were just here, and like they were sitting next to us and you tapped their back because you reached behind them. Okay, that makes more sense. In fact, I think it's impossible. It's basically impossible to tap somebody's back in this room that's in front of you. With class concluded, everybody was headed out while you took your time to put all of your stuff back in your backpack. There was no need to rush after all. He immediately remembers that he's late for another class. That's what was his thought last time. Mark tapped your hand with a pen to get your attention. Hey, here's your pen. Thanks for lending it to me. Ah, yeah, no problem. You heading home after this? No, I'm still very new around here, so I'm gonna walk around the school. Not the answer I was expecting. I thought it'd be because you have more than one class in a given day. Like, several, probably. I knew it. I thought it's weird that I've never seen you around here until today. Why are you in, like, an English 101 class in your 2nd or 3rd year if you're not new here? Well, nothing really interesting to visit around here. Just a bunch of smartasses sitting around, taking their sweet time to study. Little ingrates studying at school? Who do they think they are? What? Fitting response. And if you want a tour from me today, no can do. But if you need advice on where to go, for starters, I suggest you visit the cafeteria. Trust me, they have good food there. Where can I find the cafeteria? It's not that far from here. You can find it easily. Just head out of this class, go downstairs, and keep going left. It's at the end of the hallway. Oh, it has a big sign too, so you won't miss it unless you're blind or something. Just a glasses guy joke. It's me, I wear glasses. Heck, even blind guys can follow the smell. Alright? And, maybe you can visit the school gym. The coach might be around this time. Are you negging me again? Huh, looks like somebody could spend some time in the gym. What are those pecs, only 8 inches from your body? Cringe. He smirked and gave you a subtle wink. He was totally hinting at something. You didn't even want to know what it was. He's DTF, you DA. You'll either like him or dislike him. The 2 options. There's nothing in between. You're right, those are the 2 things you can do. He's an interesting person to say the least, but I'm really sure he's your type, whether you can tolerate him or not. Really now? What's this about my type? The type that seems to be every man that exists? Call it my cat sense. It was the sense of touch. I felt his chest. Though be careful around him. He'll devour you when you least expect it. Okay? That sounds unprofessional. Or it's how he gets all his protein. The way he describes him, I'm not sure I want to go near the coach. I had enough experience with my coach in high school. That's worrying. He'll catch me later. Well, we'll see about that. Other than that, I don't think there's anywhere worth visiting. You already said that before, and then you listed a bunch of places. It's not like I spend my time here anyway. I'm out of here as soon as the class concludes. Except for now. But if you're planning to go to the city, hit me up. Oh? I'll keep that in mind. Yep, see you around. Whoop. Gone. He headed out so fast I couldn't even say goodbye or thanks. Yeesh. He's so energetic it's kind of hard to keep up with him. I wanted to ask him to show me around too, but he just told me no can too about the school tour. Since you know where to go now, thanks to Mark, you walked out, only to be stopped by Mr. Stone. Please. Wait a minute, Walter. Uh-oh. You turned around in response and slowly walked towards him. Do you need anything, Mr. Stone? You didn't say good afternoon to your teacher, or even smile, even though you just walked past him? Ew. You better smile at all your teachers before you leave. I mean... I'm just messing with you. But no. I just want to say thank you for this morning. Oh, that. You're welcome. Because this morning where I helped you and that I stood next to you and you asked for directions and then you came here and then I followed you. What's wrong? You look nervous. Is something bothering you? I thought you were going to be mad that I was late on my first day. Oh? Why would I? I was late anyway. We could pretend that I didn't know that you were late, if you want. No, I just feel bad, that's all. Don't be. If it wasn't for you, I'd have gotten here later than I already was. I'm a new professor here, so I'm not used to this place yet. Both of us forgot that we were supposed to, like, look at a map or something. Or in any way prepare. Well, it's not like I showed you where the classroom was either. Okay, so I'm not crazy. We are acknowledging the fact that you didn't help at all. Still, it's better than walking alone aimlessly and terrifying the students without company. In any case, you were about to leave, I noticed. So don't let me hold you here any longer, Walter. I noticed you were going to leave. An unusual thing to do at the end of class. Yeah, but you want to look around the school with me? I'd love to, but I have to review some papers. What papers? I guess like work documents, because it can't be school work, because it's the first day of class and you didn't assign work. Bummer. How about next time then? Definitely. Alright. You're ready to explore the school, but you remembered something. Oh, Mr. Stone, I wanted to apologize for acting strange earlier. Strange? Were you being strange? It's not strange to want a piece of this. The whole thing about being distracted and staring at you, something like that. That's totally okay. If you're staring, that means you're at least interested in me, right? This is an appropriate conduct for a professor at a school. You weren't sure how to respond to that. Uh-huh. Bad joke, it seemed like. Either way, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Still. Well, if you want to apologize, how about you start calling me Parker instead of Mr. Stone? I'm not sure if I can do that, sorry. Why is that? I just don't want to seem disrespectful to you in front of other students, that's all. How about Mr. Parker, then? That's not how names work. But you called me Mr. Walter earlier, so I guess you don't know how names work either. Strange quality for an English teacher. I can do that one. It's better than calling you by your first name without an honorific. Yeah, this is definitely from the East. Honorific, a term you never hear in an English class otherwise. I guess that recontextualizes the type of English class we're taking. Alright. Mr. Parker it is. Okay, I have to go now, Mr. Parker. See you later. Take care, Walter. I'll see you soon. You exited the room, leaving Mr. Parker to review his papers. I wouldn't mind if he Wanted to stay there longer, though. So many options. We're obviously going to the gym. Are you insane? I'm not too enthusiastic about the coach. He seems like trouble, from what Mark said about him. I do have a feeling that it's gonna be him. Oh. This isn't good. Why? How is this not good? In what universe? Dang, I hate it when I get exactly what I want. Whoa, we have a new source of music. Ben's sound. After pushing the gigantic double door leading to the indoor high school gym, I'm so used to saying high school reflexively, just because that's life. Admittedly, there is a giant hi on the screen, so that might have gotten in my brain a little bit. There's a balcony in the gym? Whoa. Is it for, like, having more spectators during events or something? I've just never seen that. That's wild. Then again, my entire school was one floor. There were no second floors to any building. After pushing that gigantic double door leading to the indoor school gym, someone on the far end of the room greeted you as you opened the door. I've had too many large borrow voices. Shit, who's left? Hi there. Are you here to see our basketball choked on that. Are you here to see our basketball team? He was practically shouting. His voice reminded you of someone you used to know in high school. Coach Gill? It's literally the same person? And his shirt says cop? Oh no! Oh no! And it was him. I knew it's gonna be him. Of all people, why him? How did you know it was gonna be your high school gym teacher? How do you even get a sense for that? You went somewhere else and the same employee was there. That's just baffling. And this feels more inappropriate now if he knew you when you were underage. Oh. This isn't my favorite student from high school, Walter. Let me rephrase what I said earlier. Are you here to see me? Are you here to see me? Gil, no. Gil, no. Gil, no. Gil, no. He grinned from ear to ear as he walked towards you. Your first instinct was to head out of the gym, but he was known for moving really fast. You heard a squeaking sound for a second, possibly his shoes rubbing against the hardwood floor. And yes, as you'd guessed it, he was already standing behind you. Understandable. You weren't a fast person to begin with. You had no choice but to let him do whatever he wanted to do. No, don't phrase it like that. No. Surprisingly, he only patted you on your shoulder. What do you mean by that? Wait, what is your relationship? Slowly caressing it. It could have been worse, really. Where are you going, Walter? This is an inappropriate everything. He put his face close to your ear and whispered, Stay here a little longer, please. That sent shivers down your spine when he did that. This was borderline sexual harassment. No, it is! It sounds like you have a history of sexual harassment, and now you're acknowledging that, so we can't even be like, haha, wacky fantasy. Some people would immediately report this to the authorities. Smarter people, who don't want to be sexually harassed. But you didn't because you somewhat enjoyed it. No, wait, this is a mess. It was up to debate, honestly. No, it shouldn't be up for debate. It should not be ambiguous. Honestly. But for the sake of our audience's enjoyment, let's keep going. No, don't say it like that either. Feel embarrassed or annoyed? What? You don't, Coach, that's embarrassing. He gave your shoulders yet another squeeze before going back to where he was. Like a JRPG fight. He just like runs in, gives a squeeze, runs back to his spot, and then it's your turn. But you liked it, didn't you? Oh? He actually stopped. He wouldn't even do that back then. No! Stop saying it like that! It's fine. In this universe, everybody goes to high school when they're 30 and they go to college when they're 50. Everything's fine. Coach Gill, full name Gilbert. Don't call him that. Leonard. Gilbert Learnard? Not Leonard, Larnard. What? Love to get physical. Part of you once wondered why he did that, but then you realized something, being in the canine family and all. The same was true for you, since it was ingrained in your genes. It was hard to blame him for being who he was. But you phrased it all like that so far. You could have passed this off as being, that's just how canines are and it's super platonic, but you made it weird already. Canines are known to be physical, so you like getting touched. You like touching others, but at least you wouldn't just touch people whenever you had the chance. It almost like he got no boundaries with anyone. Gotta follow the normal set by society after all. The norm set by society. Sorry, I got really loud all of a sudden because the music's really loud. So I raised my voice because I reflexively, like I'm a boomer on a phone. You gotta admit that he had magic in his hands. His touches were so good, they made you excited in more ways than one. No. I have to make sure he wouldn't find out that last bit. What if he did? He would have done something dangerous to me. I want my first time to be with someone special, not a fling. Such naivety. You got lost in your own thoughts, and it seems like he caught on to it. Hey, I'm still here. Sorry, getting distracted. Isn't that you since, I don't know, forever? What? Of course not. He was actually hitting the bullseye. I've known you for a long time, Walter. I think that's true. 2 years isn't exactly a long time. Right. Anyway, I got transferred here. What a coincidence. For some reason, you doubted it. Was it really a coincidence? It probably was. There was no reason for him to transfer here for you. It would be very weird. Yeah. I suppose so. You don't sound excited about this. Well, I should get going now. I'll see you sometime, Coach. Okay, Walter. Talk to you soon. He patted you on the shoulder once again. Then he smiled before he walked away to play with his team. Wait, there's a whole team here. Wait, he did this in front of people. I feel like I hurt his feelings. I'm so conflicted about our forbidden, horrible relationship. Since there was nothing you could do in the gym at the moment, you left the school gym on a sour note. The fields? I'm here in the hallway. I like the implication that he went to the gym, and then I was like, well, now where do I go? I better go back to the second floor of the English building, specifically. There's nothing here but the wind and a lonely soccer field, or what some people call a football pitch. Calling it both is confusing. I honestly would expect at least a few people here, but it looks totally deserted. Let's go back to where I started. This place is nice, though. I should keep this place in mind just in case I want to be left alone. Before you went back, one person accidentally bumped into you in the middle of a field. I love bumping into people. Plot points or whatever you want to call it, because it's done so much in non-visual mediums, especially. People just constantly bump into each other in written media, but the moment you would have to like film it or something, you'd be like, hang on a minute. How do you even justify this scene where this person just blindly walks directly into another person in an open field, like as if they don't have eyes and couldn't have seen people around them and so on? Before you went back, one person accidentally bumped into you. The force was so strong that you couldn't help but fall to the ground. The person tried to help, but when he reacted, it was already too late, so you fell down with a thud, along with the water flask he lost his grip on. What's with me and bumping into people today?
I really am sorry. I was distracted. This is what I sound like.
doesn't really match, but in front of you was a person towering over you. He extended his hand, offering you some help getting up. Thank you. Before you grabbed his hand, you quickly snatched his water flask from the ground. He then pulled you up with ease once he got his grip on your hand. Almost too easy, even. How strong was this guy? Now that you weren't sitting on the ground anymore, you noticed that he was still towering over you. You patted your pants several times. At least the grass made your landing less painful. That's okay. I should have paid more attention, haha.
I thought it would be only me today.
I wasn't expecting anyone here either. I thought this place was deserted.
Usually, yeah, but
there's this lion person who sleeps here occasionally. The only other student. I see. Here, you drop this.
Thank you.
I have to go now. Thanks for the help. Sorry for bumping into you. You do not have to go now. You're literally exploring and seemingly trying to meet people. Why would you have to go?
No worries, and
I apologize for getting distracted. It's okay. Why did you have to go? Why did you leave? What was your goal? If not to not what? You're not going anywhere. Mark mentioned something good about the cafeteria, so I'm gonna visit it. I woke up late and skipped breakfast today. I could use a good meal or two right now. So this is the cafeteria. Mark wasn't lying about it smelling great in the cafeteria. There was a lot of smell in there. So much smell. Well, enough to overwhelm you, which is a good thing. My nose is smelling all kinds of good things. All kind of good things. As you sniffed around in secret, you saw something that was obviously out of place, despite it being crowded in there. He was eating his food alone, as if everyone was avoiding him. I wonder what's up with that guy, and why is he eating so much grass? Those weren't grass. They were called vegetables. Weird. Must be French. He sort of eats a lot, too. That's coming from someone who hasn't eaten anything since morning. Although I gotta admit that the food he's eating makes me even hungrier. I shouldn't waste more time. Let's get something to eat. You decided to grab some lunch while you were at the cafeteria. As you expected, all the other tables had been taken. You had no choice but to approach the lonely bull. At least you could eat without bumping your hands into other people. Would you mind if I sit here? It seemed like he noticed you, as you noticed him looking at you from the corner of his eyes. He nodded, but kept talking to none. Thank you. You sat down since you got his permission. Not sure why you needed it in the first place, but no harm in asking after all. He was really quiet. You're actually feeling uncomfortable with it. Could that be the reason no one sat near him? It was like watching a bull eating grass and shrubs in the stable. No offense, bull guy. So normal bulls also exist. And you've seen them in stables before eating grass. Things were getting more awkward with each passing moment. With your mind wandering if you... Yeah, just say wandering. With your mind wandering if you did something wrong. You glanced on the book that was lying on the table. A handwritten word was etched on the hardcover. Anders. Maybe that's his name? It certainly sounds foreign. From what perspective? I don't know. You use honorifics, your name is Walter. His handwriting is so beautiful, too. For some reason, you felt a little self-conscious over a handwriting. That was unnecessary, but you couldn't help it. Before long, it became a full-blown self-consciousness. Not a full-blown self-consciousness, which triggered your anxiety. Your brain started to tell you that he might be annoyed that you sat there. I wonder if he's annoyed that I'm sitting here. Hey, actually... You're a freshman, aren't you? How do you know? Is everyone here a psychic or something? Everyone knows. No one would sit here if they weren't new. Well, you knew that no one was sitting next to him, but that wasn't reason enough. Plus, you needed some place to sit down, and there was nowhere to do except where he was. Nobody warned you about cow farts, did they? You know, they contribute to global warming. Also, I have to throw up a little bit to eat. Everything about cow anatomy is still applying here. It's horrific. Have fun. Now that you had a full view of what was happening, to some extent, you noticed a few more whispering and looking at you, all judgmental. There was an empty spot across the table. You wondered if you should move. Literally just sitting at the same table but across from him now? That'll give you distance. No one will notice. Eesh. I already made myself comfortable here. I'm not gonna move. And I'm too lazy to move anyway. Suit yourself. It seemed like he stopped paying attention to everyone near him, including you and the other students. You wished he wouldn't do that to you, though. He tried to do the same, blocking all their judgmental eyes on you. It started to get under your skin, however. The food was great, at least. Nothing like eating salad with a few stares from the others as the dressing, after all. What's your name? That startled me! You weren't expecting... Why is he terrified of anyone speaking or moving in places that he's familiar with? He's been in school for so many years already. You weren't expecting that at all after it almost made you choke on your own spit. My name is Walter. Anders is the name. Yeah, I already know. That was it? That was it. No, nice to meet you, or how you doing? Follow-ups. Only science. Only silence. Well, I feel like I should say something, or I'll eventually die from this building tension. Maybe that was an exaggeration, but anxiety wasn't something to be taken lightly. The ice needed to be broken. Think, Walter, think. Food good? Yes, food good. Food good? That was the best you could come up with? I'm sorry. Yes, it is. Even though we're eating different food. At least you responded to it, but that was it. Again? Oh boy, this won't go well. Hey. Yeah? Thanks for the company. I enjoyed it. It's a good thing you're hot, because everyone just passively enjoys your company without you contributing much to the conversation, or really doing anything most of the time. You've got like 5 dates lined up tonight. Good fucking luck, buddy. No problem. There was no company in your mind. It's more like we were sitting together, but let's mind our own business to you. I'll go get going now. Take care. Okay. He seemed like a good guy, though. Why are they staying away from him? And did he smile before he walked away? You paid no more attention to him and finished your food before heading back to the hallway and continue your school adventure. I'm back in the hallway. Oh right, I forgot there's nowhere else to go. I better go home. Guess I've seen enough for today. It's extremely goofy. Alright, I'm gonna take a break here, but you can check out this game if you are an adult via the link in the description, and you can check out the other link to check out the playlist of all the other games like this, because I've covered so many now. This has been after class. I guess we have our roster of characters established, or at least a lot of them. That tiger's definitely also gonna be one of them. And, I don't know, at some point, stuff will probably happen. See you guys next time.